Welcome to the Power of Personalization workshop. Who am I? I'm Mikael or Mikael Gummerus, and I'm CEO and founder of Frosmo. Reima spoke a little bit about Frosmo. It was really nice to see all those examples and stuff. What do? Is we have the easiest personalization solution at the market, and we dare to say we deliver the best results at the market. We're happy always to do an A/B test against any other personalization solution. I also I've co-founded another company about 10 years ago, which is a mobile games company. We have a very popular drive ahead mobile games brand. It's crazy racing games. We're closing 200 million downloads. It's been really nice to combine these two worlds together. It's B2B and the mobile game revolution. There's a lot to learn from both of the industries. So, as I mentioned, what are we? Frosmo is a personalization software served over the cloud. We deliver close to 2 billion personalized customer journeys every day across our clients, mainly here in Europe, but also some clients in the States and Asia. So covering pretty much the whole wide world. And what we will cover today. So we got a pretty packed session, close to 40 minutes, and these are the areas I will cover. So first, just like Marianne did, I'm gonna do and go through some basics of personalization and talk about different elements of personalization at your website and service. And then we're gonna drill into few of these elements. And the first element I will drill into, or personalization concept, is product recommendations, which Reima was also presenting about. And then I'm gonna talk next about the front page, and then third practical example will be product page personalization. So we will go through some best practices within the industry and really drill down. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to do a demo, and you guys can ask at any point. Just post to the chat, and my team can post to me in Slack. I'll be prompted whatever you ask about. Then I'll share some basic tips about how to get started with personalization, and then we have that special offer. I'll just go through that quickly, what it covers. So let's get cranking. Before I start talking, this is how we're going to proceed roughly today. So I'm going to try to keep my talks short, so 3 to 5 minutes talk about one topic. Then I'm going to ask a question from you guys. You can just answer the chat. What you can do is we can also try to have a group conversation if possible, and then I'm going to talk again about 3 to 5 to 10 minutes. So that's roughly how we're going to proceed today. So my first question to you guys is, what is website personalization actually? So just type the answer to the chat box. A, it's just an old buzzword. B, it's mostly slideware, meaning that a lot of companies and a lot of different kind of consultants like to talk about personalization, but it doesn't actually happen on the site. C, it's product recommendations. D, it's every interaction with the customer is individualized. So what do you think what is website personalization actually? And let me see, I'll just stop sharing for a second to check the chat if you guys have any answers. E from Tanya, okay. D, all good. D, yeah, I would also think that it should be the D. So the goal is, of course, that we want to get every interaction with our customers individualized, meaning that they really get this personalized great experience, and it's not just limited to your website, but it's the overall communication between the company and your customers. So if we look at this definition, Marianne also had a definition from Wikipedia and McKinsey. We have a definition from Gartner here. I think it's a very nicely written definition, but it's quite complicated. So there's a lot of stuff here. Trying to describe what we all agreed on that first question. The goal is really to create individualized experiences. So I'm trying to put personalization, when I try to put it into sort of a common sense language, I write it like this. The website addresses me as a customer so well that I feel at home, that I want to buy from this service provider again and again and again. So it knows me, this service knows me so well that I don't even consider choosing another provider. If we reach that level, I think we're doing a really good job with personalization. So if I start to drill down now, what does this mean in practice, in practical level? So a little bit like the pyramid from Marianne. I think you can distill personalization to two different core concepts. The first is this user experience concept of personalization. So it has to be easy for me to use the service. It's easy for me to find the products that are relevant to me. So if it understands my preferences, size, gender, my price preferences, if it's food, for example, allergies, my ethical choices, and so forth. I think Christina from Rema gave a perfect example when she was talking about those pink recommendations all the time. So that's also, it's not just trying to create a individual's experience per se, but it also makes my life as a user significantly easier. Also, that's important that this service remembers key things about me. It's easy for me, for example, to complete a purchase and continue where I left off. The second part of personalization is inspiration. That, the site look and feel and content, they inspire me. I really feel at home. That's really important. I feel like this service provider really understands me and can inspire me with new ideas that would have not thought about otherwise. This is also a very important thing if you think about competing against something like Amazon. Amazon, they do personalization extremely well, but nevertheless, if you can make the customer feel really at home and that you really know your niche and your core market, just like Rema, you can win that market and continue to grow just like Rema has done. So that's how we think about it at Frosmo. It's a combination of making the site user experience really good, and it's also how do we inspire the customers. Let's drill down one more step to even a little bit more practical level. So this is an example list of concepts and elements of personalization. So how do we achieve that improved user experience, and how can we achieve that inspiration? So the concepts are, for example, product recommendations. That's one concept of personalization. And product recommendations have vast importance to the site user experience. So it's easier to find products from vast, massive catalog if these product recommendations are relevant. They are also important source of inspiration because you can easily discover products that you would have not otherwise even thought about if they are built really well. So that's a very key concept of personalization when we think about it here at Frosmo. Hero banners. A lot of the companies, they have great teams, content teams, thinking about hero banners and creating these wonderful elements and inspirational images to the site. Take it a little bit further, look at Zalando, for example. They really personalize hero banners based on what they understand about you. So those change continuously there. And these really are inspirational images, but also ease of use. You bring out the last viewed products to these hero banners in a very nice visual way, or the best categories. And that's where you have personalized hero banners. Content banners below hero banners are important. For example, preferred categories, inspirational images again there. Then you drill down the product information pages, size, availability, ethical preferences, allergies. All those are personalized elements at product information level. Even at basket category page search, there you can do a lot of personalized elements, preferred payment methods. Search can be personalized based on your preferences and so forth. And of course, email, as Reima also showed an example, should be personalized. So these are all different example concepts of how can we actually achieve this better user experience and inspiration with personalization. So that leads to my next question. So let's start drilling down into practical level of these concepts. And the first one is the product recommendations, which I'll talk about. So my question to you guys is, how does your website product recommendations work at the moment? A, I have no idea. B, we create those manually. C, they come from the platform. We've never changed those. D, there are some vendors we are using and the product recommendations have been put in place once and they've never changed after that. So what do you think? So I'll just stop sharing again for a second just to see your answers. D, okay, some vendor there. B, okay. C-ish, nice. Yeah. All right. It's yeah, these are pretty common things. So what I'll do now is I'm gonna switch sharing to my whole screen. So first, let's just go through a little bit of the basic concepts of product recommendations. So when we think about product recommendations at Frosmo, we really put a lot of effort into thinking about it. How can we revolutionize those? How can we make it better? Because the great thing about product recommendations is that it doesn't, when a machine does it, it doesn't require any manual work from you guys. And as I said, it improves both the usability, the user experience, and inspiration. So this is how we started to think about it. We all know that the purchase process in online is very non-linear. There are usually multiple visits, multiple sessions, and every time a user visits your site, there is a breadcrumb. Trying to figure out this breadcrumb manually is too much work. So when we use AI and machine learning, we can really start to benefit this thinking and understanding of customer journey throughout these different sessions. So on the first session, let's say user lands on a product page. That's a very common thing to happen. Checkouts, few products, maybe goes to the category page or that performs a search, and something happens and the user leaves. Next time the user returns to the website and remembers already the brand, they arrive at the front page and then start performing again the search and going through around the site. 99% of the time, on 99% of the sites, the front page has not changed at all during this second visit. So we already know a lot about the user from the first clicks, even from the first arrival. Nevertheless, nothing has changed here at the front page in 99% of the cases. Okay, so the user checks again, starts to go around the site, doesn't complete the purchase. On the third visit, the user arrives to the site and then completes the purchase. So what do we do? What do we need to do in order to make this as easy and as effective as powerful as possible using AI and machine learning? That was the goal we set with Frosmo when we started to think about how do we revolutionize the product recommendations. So this is a little bit more complicated looking graph, but bear with me. So what do we want to do is that when the user arrives to the site, we want to use pretty broad general algorithms. And once the user starts to progress in the service, we want to identify the user's affinity, meaning sort of their super interest. And we want to also identify their phase in their customer journey. So in the beginning, they're at the discovery mode. And then when they start to surf around the site on multiple visits, we start to identify, okay, they're interested about this product category, these kind of products. So let's change the algorithms. So the algorithms don't stay the same throughout the customer journey. Once we identify the affinity and once we identify the phase, we can start to change automatically the product recommendation strategies so that we can start to narrow down, okay, this is the product you're interested about, add these features, for example, to your product to complete the package. Then we do upsells and cross-sells and so forth. So we wanted to automate all of this. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to show you quickly a demo. So this is how Frosmo works. So here we see this is Frosmo's demo site. I hope you see the cat there. And this box here, that's not visible to the end user, obviously. This is our sort of a demo website where we sell all sort of stuff. And this is incognito window, so the user, it's a new user for this site. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start checking out what kind of products there are here. So I'm going to go to drills page, and I'm going to just click some drill. And what we already know now is that just by reading this from the website, there's no need for complicated integrations with any of our systems. We read this directly from the website. So we know that this user is in discovery mode. User has viewed a product within the 24 hours. We know the user's geolocation. We know the top product. We know the top category, top brand, top interest. We don't have the user's affinity yet. So what I'll do is I'll just refresh this page a couple times. So we know that now this user has an affinity, sort of a super interest. And that is this particular drill. So what starts to happen now is that the user experience starts to change at this site. So now there are more recommendations. So others who viewed this particular drill also viewed these things. And what is happening here is that this algorithm is also optimized by machine all the time. So we have other algorithms here, and based on the performance of these algorithms, the machine starts to optimize which algorithm it wants to show. So I'll go back to the home page. If you remember, it was quite simple and barren. So I'll go back to the home page. And what do we have here? The recommendations have changed. Our most popular selection is here. These are specifically recommended for me. That didn't exist previously. So the user experience has changed, and these recommendations and algorithms changed right away based on what we learn about this user just on a few clicks. I'm going to stop sharing now and just check from the chat if you guys have any questions about this, or if you would like me to show a little bit more about the demo. Do you guys want to see me how to, for example, change those algorithms? Okay, so what we'll do is let me see. Yes, more about the demo. What are the data points that affect the algorithm? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share again my screen and go back to the demo. So I showed you this sort of a simplified customer journey path and how things start to change according to what we learn about the customer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch now to Frosmo. So this is the back end of Frosmo. This is how we manage these recommendations and other personalization. So here we see this homepage recommendation slot 1, trending versus popular, MAB. I'm going to explain to you what that means, but it is this slot, our most popular selection. So this is homepage slot number 1. There is 2 algorithms competing, trending versus popular. What I can do is I can analyze these results. So I can see very in a detailed manner how many times each algorithm has been loaded, how many times it's been clicked, what's been the conversion from there, how much revenue it has generated, and so forth. There's a ton of data here which you can analyze. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to change these algorithms. So first of all, this algorithm is, and this recommendation is shown to everyone. What I could do is I could click here, define segments, and for example, choose that, hey, we show this only to users whose affinity we know. That is, for example, the recommendation number 2 here, recommended for you. Only once we know your affinity, we show that recommendation. And here we see it has 2 different kind of algorithms running here, popular products and overall popular. And machine is seeing that this variation 2 is much more successful. So the machine is showing it 90% of the time, and 10% of the time it is trying if this other recommendation would be better. So instead of doing traditional A/B test, you have a continuous machine-based optimization here. No manual work at all. It does it by itself, and it's really perfected for your site. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn off this recommendation number 2. So I just deactivated it. I go back here to the home page. So this our most popular selection should change once I reload the page. Okay, it has changed. Now it says most popular products. The products are different, so the algorithm changed. What I'll do is I'll go and edit this. And I can change this to, we totally recommend these products to you. And I changed the strategy, for example, to recommendations based on visitors' affinity. What I could do here is I could also, for example, fix products here. So let's say I always want to show certain kind of products within this recommendation. There always has to be, for example, a partner's product. Or I could exclude products. So I want to have products that are never shown in this slot 1. I'll just click save. I'll go back to the home page. I'll reload it. And the algorithms has changed. We totally recommend these products to you, and there are now these weird drilling things. So this is how easy and powerful it is to start managing your personalization with minimal amount of manual work, gaining huge benefits from this combination of machine learning based optimization. So showing machine trying to figure out which kind of algorithms perform the best. And then within the actual recommendations, also using different kind of algorithms to bring out the best kind of products. All right, so then I go back. I'll just check if you guys have any questions or comments about this. How do you distinguish between browsing mode and I know what I need mode? Well, so we have automated segmentation where we track the visitors' progress. So we try to understand the top category, top product, and the affinity. So the affinity can be, for example, it could be, for example, certain brand. It could be certain kind of products. It could be, for example, price. So there's a lot of variety to that, and you can adjust these rules by yourself. And this sort of a browsing mode and do I need mode, when do I need it mode. I think, for example, when the user has checked certain product for a few times, then we really, our algorithms really start to pinpoint, okay, this is the product that the user will most likely select. If the user has added it to the basket, for example, that enhances, again, this choice within the algorithms. So yeah, trying to experiment there and trying to really get the best out of it. I hope that gave some answer, but yeah. Okay. Data points that affect the algorithm. So that's really cool, good question. So any attribute that is available at the home page can be used for these, sorry, at the product page can be used for these algorithms. We used something called data layer. So whatever you bring there, it can be, for example, as I said, size. It could be the allergies, food allergies. It could be the availability. It could be color. Anything what you bring there, all of those attributes we can use in the recommendations. And more attributes there are, of course, the more powerful it gets. You edit the slots a lot and often. How can you follow? That's why we use this automated optimization. So machine does that on behalf of you. So every time you do a change, there's a marker, and the machine starts to do this optimization on behalf of you. So you can choose the machine to do it, and the machine shows the winner 90% of the time. And if you have many variations, then it uses the 10% rest to try out if there's a winner. And you can choose if the reward for the algorithm machine is click or conversion. All right, great questions, guys. I'll proceed back to sharing my screen and just go a little bit further. So my next question to you guys is why do you think product recommendations are important? We hear a lot of the times, A, that I have tons of more important stuff to do. B, they are required but not super important. C, improving them would be a fast way to improve conversion and AOV, so that's why it's important. D, they have a super important impact to the whole site and overall business. So these are the options I'd like to ask from you guys from question number 3 before we drill down a little bit more into the recommendations. See, we're a little bit running out of time onward, so I'm going to switch back to my presentation. So we did a list, like a practical list, why we think product recommendations are important and very overlooked feature. You can take a look at these reasons yourself once you get the presentation. So I'll just go through them really quickly. But of course, I think the first key thing is that they really provide better user experience. And because of the better user experience, we get more conversions. And because of more conversions, we can also increase our average order value. We've seen tremendous results here. I would say pretty common is to see at least 5 to 10% annual increase in overall revenues. You can do stronger merchandising. So with these, it's, as I showed you, you can easily push certain kind of brands, products, whatever with these recommendations, just with a click and it's across the site. You can do better cooperation with your partners. You can do, for example, sponsored recommendations with guaranteed number of views. You can do multi-channel, so it's easy to push these recommendation experiences to email and even at offline store. And the last key thing is that you really can save a lot of time compared to doing these manual by your team. So we've covered the basics of personalization. We've covered a lot of the product recommendations. I've showed you demo, and we have 2 more key elements and concepts left. We have the front page and the product page. So my next question to you guys is that, does your front page change after the user has visited your site? So if the user has visited your site and they return to the site, is your front page different? A, I don't think so. B, you viewed last time product. C, the hero banner is personalized. D, hero banner, category banners, and recommendations are personalized. So A, I don't think so. B, you viewed last time. C, the hero banner is personalized. D, hero banner, category banners, and recommendations are personalized. So this is interesting. Front page. Okay, A, that's pretty common. A, yeah, as I said, 99%, that's the thing. So let's get back to the presentation. And I'll show you what you would need to do with your front page. So this is it. These are the basic best industry standard practices for front page. So the first thing is that your hero banner or carousel, there you should use automated segment-based optimization. So as I said, you should have few different kind of hero banners for your key customer segments. They should change according to these customer segments, so that you don't show just one hero banner or you just show one carousel, but you should have multiple versions of those running simultaneously. And the machine, again, same way as I showed for the product recommendations, is automatically optimizing which of these hero banners is performing the best. What we also see is tremendous results if you do a visually really nice looking hero banner for the returning visitor, where you bring out, for example, the last viewed product here to the hero banner, or for example, the category that was last viewed. You can again let the machine try out which one performs the best here. This combination products amazing results. The next elements, what you should have below the hero banner, again, these are sort of the inspirational and key offer elements you have here. So these should be also personalized. You should have, again, multiple versions of these running and per your key segments. And the machine should, again, try out which one is performing the best. And below these, you should have, just I showed you in the demo, you should have the product recommendation strategies according to the customer's face and affinity. And again, machine is trying out a few different ones here. This key concept is actually based on Amazon. So this is how Amazon builds their front page roughly. This is a little bit simplified, but that's how it works. And when you look at the best performing, biggest performing sites, this is how they've constructed it. So what you want to do is you really want to get the best out of this combination of automated optimization, so this MAB, which is called multi-unbanded. So that is the algorithm where machine is looking for the best performing content. And as I said, you can choose the reward. Is it a click or is it a conversion? And choose your key segments, just like Reima had done, and really cater enough content for these key segments to get the best out of your homepage. So these require, of course, some manual work to generate the content, but you can get right away started with the recommendation algorithms that change according to the user journey. It will immediately have significant impact to your homepage. So this is just how it could look, for example, at the website, just as an example. So it doesn't need to be just boring product listings, which are very useful, by the way, but you can really create fantastic, as I said, inspiration using personalization, where the customer feels that they are truly at home. So it's not pink here, it's light blue, I guess, and all of that gives me a feeling that, hey, I'm really back at home with this site. So we got about 5 minutes left. So now my next question is that, how satisfied are you with your product page personalization? A, there's no personalization at product page. B, there are basic recommendations. C, we got product bundles, we got fear of missing out features, we got the availability there, we got the recommendations there. That's C. D, our product page really sets the example at the market. So I'm going to just check the chat. What do you guys reply? A, B, A to B. Yeah, that's pretty standard level. A, yeah. All right, I'll switch back to the presentation. So again, in a similar way, I have very practical list of things you should implement to your product page when it comes to personalization. Again, best industry standards. So these are sort of a must-have basics of a product page. This is a list you can read yourself. I'm not just going to read it now through. You can read it yourself, but clear list of everything you should have there, like a checklist. And again, this is how you can check how each of these elements would look like at an example site. Usually, what I see classical mistakes is that the availability is not clearly enough visible. The discount prices are not experimented and personalized. So which one is better, percentages or euros? Where is that? That should be personalized. Of course, reviews are very important, missing that a lot of the times, but feel free to check that checklist. We have also additional power features checklist for a product page, what should be there. So feel free to go through that too. And again, we have examples of how those work. So we got 2.5 minutes session left. So my next question to you guys is that how to get started with personalization. We have tons of more important things right now, so don't have time for that. B, it's a very big project, so we need to consider it. C, we're trying our best all the time. So what do you guys think? A, we have tons of more important things right now, so I can't get started with it. B, it's a too big project. I don't want to even think about it. C, we're trying our best all the time. C, fantastic. That's good. All right. So then I'll switch back to the presentation again. So this is sort of a 3 steps approach, what we recommend to our customers. So we think when you want to adapt the personalization to your site, I would say that these product recommendations are the easiest way to really improve both your user experience and the inspirational side. So implementing these automated product recommendations and automated testing around them, as I showed to you, it will have a massive impact to your website. And please deploy data layer. It's a Google standard used also for testing, delivering your data to the Google Analytics and so forth, because through this data layer, you can add any attributes easily that are important for your business for these algorithms to read. After you've done that, then I would start to go through these industry standards, the checklist I showed to you, 1 page at a time. Start, for example, from front page or category page or product page. Start with the one that is easiest for you to get up to the par at the level, and then just systematically go through all of the pages, key pages at your site. The third is then you start adding more complicated features, a little bit like that architectural picture that Marianne showed. You can add multi-channel, you can connect personalization with your CRM, CDP, with your offline, with your CMS, and so forth. So fast way to get started. It doesn't become too big of a project, and really gets you great results. We're just about to run out of time. That was my marker. So my last question to you guys is, would you like to try Frosmo for free? A, let's do it today. B, let's talk tomorrow. C, tell me more now. So I'll just tell you quickly, what do we offer is we have this 30-day free trial concept. What you will get with it, you will get everything I showed you in the demo. So there is this automated segmentation based on customer journey phase. We identify those new visitors discovering products, who are about to buy, who already bought, and so forth. Saw activity on the site, how many times they're visited, how many products they're viewed. And we got 2 segments also in this free trial for top product categories. Then we have 9 different kind of recommendation strategies available for you to support the whole customer journey at front page, product page, and category pages. There is AI-driven optimization, so this multi-banded machine learning tool I mentioned, which is also included within this free trial. And we do a weekly business value reporting with you guys and automated reporting. So that concludes my presentation. I hope to see a lot of A's here now. See, okay. And I think we have a few minutes time for more questions or demoing or whatever you guys like before there's this Q&A, or sorry, what was it? Panel discussion with the other speakers also. You're welcome, Sanne. So please, if you have any questions, I can stay here in this chat. I don't have champagne here; it's plain water. I hope you guys have champagne. Okay, Severi, you're renewing your site. Yeah, that's a very common answer we also receive. So no matter if you're renewing your site or not, we would recommend that you implement the data layer to your site, because this data layer will make the concepts of adding any concepts of personalization easier then. So that's something I would just make sure that when you renew your site, that is happening. How can you check if the data layer is good or bad? That's a really good question. So what I'll do, I'll just grab you here. This is what you should show to your whoever is responsible for your front end. Show this link to them. They have to implement this concept to your website. It will improve your SEO, it will improve your analytics, and it will make adopting personalization much easier to your website. How do you check it? If it's good or not, there is a fantastic Google Chrome application called Data Layer Checker. I'll post a link here also. I can add these links also to my presentation. So you can take this application and you can visit any website and see how the data layer works. So what I'll do is I can demo that to you now. I'll just share my entire screen. And I'll go to some site. I'll go, for example, bol.com, big Dutch e-commerce store. And I'll just choose any product. Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War. So this is how their product page looks like. Pretty good page. And I click the data layer checker. And now I can see what data they are delivering here. So we can see the price, we can see the brand, we can see the product name. They have different kind of dimensions here. What else do they have? Okay, so it's a pretty okay-ish data layer. It's not super good because they could have much more attributes there, but it gives the basics. So this is how you can check it. It's very easy. Any other questions? So which company you're from, Maria? Okay, cool. That's good. Yeah, tech equipment, that's actually a very good concept for very good product category for personalization, because you have a lot of product attributes, and tech people are very precise about these attributes. So listing all of those attributes, for example, in the data layer, makes it so much easier to create automatically, for example, good bundles. So yeah, definitely ask your developers to add the data layer to your site. Absolutely.